Good morning, everyone. Here's your Eastern Idaho weather and planning briefing for Sunday, February 7th. We continue with northwest flow over us. We do have another day of the wind. We thought it might be winding down today, but it's really not letting up. It's been pretty breezy overnight. We have some blowing and drifting conditions. We have some road closures in the eastern highlands. If you want the latest on that, please visit the 511 page with Idaho Transportation Department. They will have the latest road conditions, road closures across that area today, and any additional closures that might be taking place due to the winds across the area today. Drying trend begins tomorrow into Tuesday and Wednesday. There might be a little bit of lingering snow in a few spots, but overall drier. The snow returns later this week, towards the end of the week, but the big question continues to be how cold. We have a little bit different perspective to show you just what kind of crazy forecast we're dealing with by the time we get to the end of the upcoming week. Satellite loop shows we do have the moisture continuing to stream a northwest flow over our area today, and that trend will continue. If you look out in the Pacific, that's where our next huge surge of moisture is coming from for the latter half of the week. And it all really depends on where the pattern sets up. If we get this pattern to drop farther south and west, bringing some colder area, and that may actually pull some of the moisture south of our area. If it stays farther to the north and keeps the bulk of the cold, really, really cold air, which is expected to happen, but the real potential of any Arctic air make it into eastern and central Idaho, that trend, if it stays farther north, we're going to get a lot more moisture in here. We might get some good snows from the mountains. It's still going to be iffy whether it be all snow or maybe a mix of rain and snow across the lower elevations. Again, we have the wind across the Snake Plain into the South Hills and the Magic Valley. Some pretty gusty winds for this afternoon. They're going now, but they're going to re-ramp, pick back up as we get through the morning and the afternoon hours. We do have the snow and the blowing snow conditions over in the southeast and eastern highlands. A little bit of a light snow potential and up in Lemhi County in the Sawtooth as well. For tomorrow, just a little bit of lingering snow in portions of the eastern and southeastern highlands. Otherwise breezy, but not as breezy as the past today and yesterday. That trend continues into Friday. Still a bit breezy. Maybe a little bit of light snow scooting across the southeast highlands, also down around Palmerell and Oakley, and potentially as far north as Driggs. And then Wednesday, a little bit of lingering light snow starting to pick back up later in the day as the moisture moves back in. And that light snow and wind potential continues into Thursday. We're going to inch into that forecast because, again, we have a big difference in what the temperature forecast could potentially be during this period. So let's look at how things are going to go for today and over the next day or so. We'll notice the snow ending, at least for now, but then we're going to see a little bit of light snow spreading back into the area. Model's not picking up on potential down towards Bear Lake. It's not a big potential, but we could maybe see a few showers down there. Most of the moisture is going to fall up around Island Park and the Big Holes back into, like I said, the Sawtooth and portions of Lemhi County. Going into tonight, that moisture starts to taper off. We go into Monday, and the models, again, sometimes they don't pick up on these really, really light snow events. Sometimes we can see those better than the models do, and that's a potential for tomorrow over into portions of the eastern highlands, especially up towards Island Park. Now we go into Monday night, Tuesday morning. There's a little band of moisture moving in across the southern highlands down along the Utah border. Right now, it may develop into a little decent band, a solid band, but it's not going to produce a lot of precipitation, it looks like, at this point. And that kind of just sits there, then eventually scoots away during the day on Tuesday. So let's take a look at the forecast. For the rest of the day, like I said, maybe a little bit of light snow, and this is already what's been falling over potentially over the past few hours. So much of the area is not going to see over an inch, except maybe on some of the higher peaks in the area, and that's again over in the eastern highlands and also up in portions of the central mountains. There are those winds this morning, and they're going to continue ramping up. And by this afternoon, some places seeing gusts in excess of 40 miles per hour. We might even see some pretty high gusts in some of our higher peak areas as well. So that's why some of the passes may have some blowing and drifting snow issues, and even some of the bare spots up across around, like we've in the Bots area we've had the past couple of days. Also Teutonia, also over into the Swan Valley area as well. Also down towards Soda Springs, over towards Wayne. That's where we're having the problems now. Those trends could easily continue during the day. For this afternoon, temperatures in a lot of areas pushing at or above freezing. Driggs staying below freezing at around 29 or 30, but still the warm spots where they've been the past few days will remain the warm spots. 42 at Pocatello, back towards Burley, Jerome, and Twin in the mid-40s. Maybe Oakley pushing closer to 50 degrees today. And up towards Chalice, 41 degrees as well, which you can see Stanley below freezing, also below freezing up in the Island Park area. And those winds holding on to the evening hours, but you'll notice they really start coming down. They'll remain on the breezy side over the next couple of days, but certainly not what we've seen across the area yesterday and what we're expecting for today. And some light lingering snow, very light snow in some of the higher elevations of the Central Mountains up into Limhi County. Again, Island Park down towards the Bear River Range. There might be a couple of flurries or a few light snow showers. In the Caribou Range, also maybe over into the South Hills. But those spots, very, very, very low chance of that happening. For tomorrow morning, we lose the wind, we lose the mixing. We're going to see some colder temperatures overall, dropping into the mid to upper 20s along the 84-86 corridor. Other areas in the single digits and teens overnight. And for tomorrow, like I said, just a few flurries or very light snow showers across the eastern highlands and on us, also up towards Limhi County. Temperatures for tomorrow cooling back down. 28 in Idaho Falls, 26 in Driggs. But where it's been above freezing, it will remain above freezing, just about 4 or 5 degrees cooler in some instances. Around 40 in the Burley area, also over trying to get into portions of the Treasure Valley. Chalice cooling off 29, 24 in Stanley. And really not much to speak of for any snow for tomorrow night across the area. Temperatures just a tad bit cooler on Tuesday morning. In the afternoon, we're going to rebound just a little bit on Tuesday with some places pushing up another 2 to 4 degrees across the board. And Wednesday morning into Wednesday afternoon, we continue to push the temperatures up along the 84-86 corridor to the south and to the west. We might actually see temperatures holding status quo or maybe dropping a couple degrees once you get north of there into the upper Snake Plain, up into Island Park, also into the Central Mountains. Now, we talked about some interesting ways to look at the forecast over a period when we're expecting a big stretch in the forecast. Here's a good example of that. Now, just kind of give you an idea, we're not necessarily talking about specific forecast numbers at the moment, but as you see, we get into Thursday. This is the forecast for the Pocatello area here at the airport. The bulk, now there's a big stretch here no matter you look at it. If you look at what the bulk of the forecast, different little forecast scenarios show us, we're talking a range from anywhere from 22 to 41. But the coldest temperature forecast idea is 18 degrees, the warmest 47. Look at Friday, ranging from around 20 degrees to 37 for the bulk of the little forecast. When we talk about ensembles, this is kind of some of the stuff we look at. You changed a tweak a little thing here, a little thing there, that changes the forecast. And sometimes it can change it drastically. But you can see the big spread here, and if you count the coldest temperature on those forecasts to the warmest, we're talking 30-degree temperature differences. So we've got a lot to look at, and this is really going to change just about every different time a new forecast is produced. We're going to see these changes probably changing quite a bit. So just to give you an idea of where we're headed for at this point for Thursday, in the single digits and teens over most of the area, you get down towards the Magic Valley, temperatures in the 20s. You get up to Island Park, we're going to see some of those below zero temperatures pushing across the Continental Divide. Thursday afternoon, really staying only about 30 to 35 degrees from right around American Falls west and south towards the border. Could be colder and it could be warmer, like we said. For Friday morning, definitely below zero once you get north of Idaho Falls, up into the Arco Desert below zero in the Central Mountains and in the Island Park area. Single digits and teens farther to the south, and afternoon highs. The middle-of-the-road scenario pushes this maybe to 30 degrees in Burley, just right around the freezing mark in Twin Falls. So like I said, a lot of stuff is going on, and the end of the forecast for the end of the week, it does look like it's going to snow. The temperature forecast is really going to be key on exactly how things pan out. So like I said, Northwest flow, we got gusty winds, some blowing and drifting snow today. A little bit drier to start out the week, but snow returns. And again, we are not sure how cold it's going to be later this week. Sometimes we just got to be honest with that. If you have any questions, give us a call. Otherwise, have a great Sunday. Have a great rest of your weekend, and stay safe out there, everyone.